Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is, where you are here. It is coffee o'clock. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you have a preschooler. It is coffee o'clock. Grab some coffee, some caffeine, and let's chat about preschool curriculum. Today's video is part of a series that I'm doing here on my channel for the 2023-2024 homeschool year, where I am sharing all of the curriculum picks that I will be using with my preschooler, kindergartner with special needs, my 4th grader, my 9th grader, and my 10th grader, as well as a video about what we're going to be doing for group subjects or morning time. In case you're new around here, hi, my name is Sarah, and this fall I will be homeschooling all 5 of my kiddos. Yeah, preschool all the way on up to high school. So we've been homeschooling since the very beginning, so I do have some years under my belt, but the thought of homeschooling all 5 kids at the same time has me definitely feeling overwhelmed and nervous for the upcoming school year. So I am in the throes of it just like you. Today's video is going to be all about my soon-to-be 4-year-old Ava. She will be 4 this fall, and we will be doing preschool or pre-K, however you want to label it, with her this school year. Now, quick note before we jump into the curriculum picks. Please, please, please do not take this video as me implying that you need to have formal curriculum for your preschooler, for your child who is under 6 years old. Definitely not necessary, definitely not something you absolutely have to do. For children of this age, honestly, I would just really encourage you to read a ton, take them outside to play every single day. Include them in your day-to-day tasks like cooking and running errands and cleaning the house. Just bring them alongside of you. Give them ample amounts of free play, especially educated, open-ended free play blocks, Legos, dress up, things like that where they get to explore. And did I mention read lots of books? If you do that, you are providing your child with a wonderful, wonderful preschool education. But if you're like me and you have your hands full, I don't know about you, but my little ones, if I do not have something structured or suggested for them to do, they will find something to do. For instance, Ezra, my 5-year-old, he pretended to be Mario last week and plunged the toilet while I was doing school with one of my kiddos. So I like to have structure. I don't like to shoot from the hip. I like to have options and things at my fingertips that I can have for them when they want to do school with my older kids, and also that's very loose and gentle and that I can ditch when I don't need an option for them to do school. So that is what I am including in this video today, is just a plethora of options, curriculum, activities, puzzles, games, things that I have for my preschooler for this fall that I can loosely use with her when I need to and let go of when I want. I just want to be able to have exposure and opportunity for her to do some educational things when she wants to. Now, I will also do my best to include all of the links to items, some just up front are affiliate links, but I will put all of that down below in the description box. I will also put a link to my website, and this is honestly the place that you want to go if you really want the nitty-gritty about how we homeschool, what we use for every single year that I've homeschooled thus far. I have just updated our curriculum picks page where I list out all of our curriculum picks by grade, by subject, all the different ways on my website. So I would definitely point you there if you want more information about how we handle curriculum across all the grades that I'm teaching this year. All right, so let's just jump right into it. I'm going to start out with circle time. This is, a concept used in preschool classrooms for a reason, and with a large family, we kind of have our own little built-in circle time around the breakfast table. This is when we do our morning time, and I'm going to include more about this in a dedicated video to morning time. But I did want to just go ahead and show you the preschool items that I will be using for our circle time during morning time. First of all, this is my Treasures from Jennifer calendar. I have shown this on my channel several times throughout the years. This was quite the investment piece. It's a little bit pricey, but definitely worth it. As you can see, I'm a normal homeschooler. Things have gotten away from me. I still have the April calendar up. Just that's how things go at the end of the school year. But we love this calendar. My little ones really enjoy using this to learn the days of the week, the months of the year, to mark weather, to mark holidays, to count out the days. We love this calendar and utilize it all the time. So this will be how we will continue to work on calendar time with my preschooler. With that as well, we love to sing a weather song and talk about what's the weather outside. And this year I decided I needed a new visual in particular for this. And I found this on Rainbow Resource. It just says today's weather, and it has a fun little like spinner here up at the top so you can point to, is it sunny outside? You could also use, sorry, there's a glare, but you could use a whiteboard marker and write on here what the month, the season, the date, the day of the week, the temperature, all the things on here if you wanted to. I was really just after the spinner on this, and because it's like really heavy duty, meant for a classroom, I'm hoping it will be indestructible with my little ones. We shall see. As well, during our circle time, I'm also going to work on just some memorization things with my preschooler and my little ones in general, maybe even some of my older kiddos. I think this is a gap that can sometimes happen with kids. I want to make sure that all of my kids know their address, their phone number, how to write it out. My older kids, how to write it out, but just knowing their address and phone number, some memorization, things like that we're going to work on. Their birth date, all of those type of things we're going to work on during our calendar time. All right, so moving on to math or numbers. Do not let this overwhelm you. I still have it in the saran wrap, but this is Matthew C., the primer book. I am not going to use this entire book with my preschooler. I have done Matthew C. forever with my kids. We love this program, and I have become so familiar with it that I know the first 8 lessons in the primer book cover counting, number recognition, and shapes. Things that are perfect for a preschooler. So I will do lessons 1 through 8 with Ava this year, just very slowly. And then we will save lessons 9 through 30, the rest of this workbook, for when she is in kindergarten. So just the first 8 lessons, I would only recommend this if you're planning to use Matthew C. in general. I would never just purchase this workbook just to use the first 8 lessons. But anyways, we're gonna start out Matthew C. just to help her get used to Mr. Demi, the blocks, all of those type of things. Along with that, I'm also going to pair it with lots and lots and lots of hands-on activities. In particular, again, a Treasures from Jennifer board. This is my most well-loved board we've ever ordered there. This is their number board. It's a 2-sided board. Oops, sorry, that's upside down. It has like numbers 1 through 10 over here, and you can put pom-poms or little wooden beads on here and count. And then this side you can trace with your finger with a wooden stick, with paper and crayons. There's all kinds of activities that you can do with this board. So we will definitely be using this, as well as counting bears, pattern blocks, any type of those hands-on manipulatives that you can use for counting, for math, for shapes. All right, and then for letters, for phonics, my goal in preschool is just to introduce the alphabet to my preschooler, introduce letter sounds to my preschooler, not to master them by any means, but just, nice exposure and introduction. So we are going to use Sing, Spell, Read, and Write all aboard. Again, sorry, still in the saran wrap. This is a program that I have used now with all of my children. It is an oldie but a goodie. It's really difficult to find. Sorry, guys. It's been out of print for a while. It used to be on Rainbow Resource for a long time, but they no longer have it in stock. I did contact the company. I will link their website down below. It's kind of hard to navigate their site, but if you contact them directly, they will send you this curriculum. You just kind of have to work for it. Now, originally they used to sell this in workbook form. Now, what I currently have are pages that are hole punched that you can just put right into a notebook. This curriculum just goes through the letters of the alphabet and gives you several pages to work on each one. So for instance, here is the letter B. B is for ball. And so you have a coloring page and you talk about the B sound. On the back of here, you have just a little phonetic awareness. You're gonna find the letter B's in the picture. Here is some letter writing practice if your child is ready for that. Again, here's lowercase practice on the back. Then this is always a hit with my kids. These are cutout pages where you get to decipher which items start with the letter B. So F, fish, obviously doesn't start with B, but bib starts with B, bus, beads, belt. And so they get to color and cut these out and then paste them on the next page. It's very gentle approach, nice introduction. So we will do probably about one letter a week. We'll see how much Ava's wanting to do. But again, I will not push the handwriting portion of this because she has not mastered a pencil grip. I will probably just use that as a presentation to show her this is how you make a B, and I will do that page for her. I think sometimes as homeschoolers, we feel like we're cheating, like we're helping our kids too much. You can't help your kid too much. Doing things for them, showing them how to do it, doing hand on hand, helping them to write, that's okay, that's good. You should help your kids. You can't help your child too much, you're not cheating. All right, sorry, a little tangent there, but to go along with that, I will also use, again, Treasures from Jennifer, a board. This one is her two-sided letter board. It has capital letters on one side, lowercase letters on the other. We will use this just to sing through the alphabet, to talk about different letter sounds. Love, love, love these boards, especially for preschool and kindergarten. For handwriting, I would love to introduce Ava to working on her pencil grasp, being able to hold a pencil correctly, to start working on writing and coloring and things like that. So, Handwriting Without Tears, this is one of my favorite curriculums out there. I have this, my first school book. I used this with several of my kiddos. We've been really happy with it. Again, very gentle approach. But I'm not just going to use the workbook with her. I have a bunch of hands-on manipulatives I'm going to pair along with it. And so we will just kind of pick and choose which ones of these we want to do every day. So first of all, I've talked about these on the channel lots of times before, are the wooden block laminated cards as well as the wood block pieces set. This is just a set of wooden blocks, as obviously, from Handwriting Without Tears, and you are able to take these blocks and build letters with them. I hope that's the right way. I think it is. So here is like a letter D, or you can take, and make a letter L. All kinds of letters that you can build with these blocks. Great for kids who don't have writing skills yet. This is another item I used last year with Ezra. I don't know, when I was growing up we called these Magnadoodles, but this is just the Learning Without Tears magnet set. It comes with these wonderful two-sided little wooden blocks. They're wood on one side, magnets on the other. And so you can use these to create letters with your child. They can stamp and see the letters. So here, obviously, I'm gonna make a letter D. Sorry, it's a little hard to do vertically. There we go, a letter D. It also has a fun little, very small, again, working on that pincher grasp, little, I don't know, writing utensil that they can go over this and write their letter D on top of it and then erase it and do it again. So this was a hit with Ezra last year. Again, really great for introducing letter formation, especially for those kiddos who maybe don't have a pencil grasp yet. And then also for handwriting, this one is new to our homeschool this year, the Roll-A-Dough letters from Learning Without Tears or Handwriting Without Tears. It's just like what it sounds like. It is a Play-Doh set. It kind of mimics the same size of the Magnadoodle. So I just wanted this for uniformity, but you just roll out Play-Doh letters and put them over top of the different cards. Great for helping those fine motor skills, working on building those muscles in their hands. So the Play-Doh set, that will be another way we work on handwriting with Ava this year. Okay, and then next for literature, or honestly, this is kind of an all-in-one curriculum. This is Before 5 in a Row. This is from the company 5 in a Row. If you're not familiar with this, it is basically kind of like a literature guide is what I would call it. It goes through and it gives you book ideas. This is meant for ages 2 to 4-year-olds. So it is all picture books. And so for example, let's say you're going to read Caps for Sale. You would read this book every single day, 5 days in a row with your children. And then it just gives you all kinds of ideas of things you can do to go along with the book. So there are Bible verses that you could use, counting activities, vocabulary, You could do an art project, character training. There's just all kinds of different little prompts that you can use to go along with reading that piece of literature, to do an activity with your child to go along with it. And so I will be using this just as a reading guide for literature to read to Ava. So I'm really intentional about reading some really good books to her this year. But then I'm also going to use this when I need it to throw in an activity for her. Now, this is the older version of this curriculum. They have a new edition that is a little bit more user-friendly, but I already had this in the basement. So we are going to use this just as a literature guide to prompt us to read some really good books this year. But you could use this as a full preschool curriculum. Just read a book every day for 5 days in a row and do different activities, different conversation starters for each of the different subjects to go along with it. This is really an all-in-one preschool curriculum if you really wanted to beef it out and do that. We'll just see. I just, again, like having this in my back pocket as an option. All right, and then for Bible, I really hesitate to call Bible a subject in our homeschool because it's just a part of our family culture, a part of our everyday. We would study Bible whether we were homeschooling or not, but this is just a nice place for me to be able to put that information for you guys. So for Ava, for Bible this year, she is going to be reading through 5-Minute Bible, 100 Stories, 100 Songs. This is actually a new copy of this book. We have another one that I used with Mariah and with Ezra. It's been very well loved. The whole side of it is starting to fall off. But I also have CDs from, again, years past that have the 100 songs that go along with the 100 stories. You can find most of the songs now on whatever music platform you use, Spotify, Amazon, whatever. You can find MP3s for each of these songs. But for instance, I'm just going to show you a little example page here. We'll just go right to Adam and Eve. So it's just a lovely, again, 5-minute Bible study you can do with your preschooler. Really holds their attention. Here are just, 1 to 2 paragraphs about Adam and Eve. It has a lovely, big, colorful picture of Adam and Eve. And then the song, God Made Me, that you can sing with them or play for them. This is something my little ones have just really loved to do, and I've just really enjoyed this gentle approach to introducing Bible stories to my little ones. Now, just be honest with you, depending on your theology, this is not a theologically rich, super, intense book by any means. It's exactly what it says. 5 minutes of 100 Bible stories, 100 Bible songs, just little Bible story overviews that you can share with your preschooler, which I think is very appropriate. Okay, and then just a few extras I want to highlight. I have a lot of extras because Ava is my 5th child, my youngest one. I have a lot of things that I've collected over the years that she can use, but just a few I want to highlight for you all today. First of all are these Kumon books I have for her. In particular, I want to do the Let's Cut Paper, but I also have Let's Color, Let's Fold, all of these little books that I love to pick up. They're not very expensive, but I want to work on introducing scissor skills with Ava, how to hold scissors, how to cut paper, and again, just a really nice, gentle approach to cutting paper. So for instance, here is a picture of a dog, and they take their scissors and they have to clip the whiskers of the puppy, and that's one whole lesson, one whole page. So this is really fun. It really creates confidence really quickly for them to just use scissors. Obviously, use preschool safety scissors. I have a few that are my favorites depending on the child, whether they're left-handed, right-handed, and how their fine motor skills are. But these Kumon little books are just great if you need some time fillers, if you want to hand your preschooler something to do while you're working with some of your older kiddos. Along that same vein, I used these last year with Ezra, and they have been such a hit in our house. These are smart games. Sorry, they're a little noisy. These are my 2 favorites for preschool. First of all, this one is called Bunny Boo. It's a bunny peekaboo game, and I talked about this last year on my preschool video, but I'll go ahead and show it to you again this year. There are just blocks in here with a little bunny, and it has different challenges that you build and play peekaboo with the bunny. So for instance, you might need to stack the red block, the yellow block, and then place the bunny behind it. Or let me see, one of the more difficult ones. a blue, a yellow, a red, and put the bunny behind it. They range from very, very simple to more difficult. Ava has already dug into these and played a good bit. She's done a lot of the beginning, really simple ones, but we'll work our way through the entire deck. Again, another great item just to be able to hand her to keep her busy while I'm working with other kiddos. Another one, this was Ezra's favorite from this last year, is Day and Night. This is, again, very similar to the other game, but you have these puzzle kind of looking pieces where you're stacking blocks and you are matching the order that is listed on the card. Let's see if I can get that in focus. So you are matching, you're stacking blocks and matching what the card says. This is a daytime picture. Or as they master this and they're able to match, then there is a nighttime one where you're not able to see the colors, but just the shapes, and you have to match it. It kind of reminds me of almost like Legos, like you're following instructions and having to logically think through how to build these. Again, wonderful for just educational time filler with my little ones. This is something I hand them a lot when I'm making dinner and I just need them to keep themselves busy for 10 minutes while I get dinner on the table. I love these smart games and we are going to continue to keep collecting these. Okay, so that is all of the official curriculum that I have for Ava for this school year. I obviously have lots of other educational activities, games, toys, things that I've collected over the years, but this is what I wanted to highlight. We will not do all of these every single day. Like I said earlier in the video, this is just a feast that I want to have to lay before myself and pick and choose items every day as I need to. If my older kids are working on math and I want something for Ava to do, I might get out the Counting Bears and the Treasures from Jennifer board. If my older kids are working on handwriting, then I will get out the Magnadoodle and let her play with the Stampin' Screens. Things like that, just easily pairing along what we're doing in our homeschool and taking her alongside us, giving her exposure, giving her opportunity, and just making her feel included. All right, guys, well, that really wraps things up for preschool for this year. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have not done so, be sure to subscribe to the channel. This is part of a series where I am sharing all of the curriculum picks that I will be using with my preschooler, kindergartner with special needs, my 4th grader, my 9th grader, and my 10th grader, as well as a video about what we're going to be doing for group subjects or morning time. So if you have not done so, please, please, please subscribe and come back and check out those other videos as well. Hope you guys are having a great kickoff to your summer. See you later.